Hello and welcome back to another show from the FPL Double Pivot. It's Friday, which can only mean one thing. It's time for the fixture difficulty decoder. Now listen, if you're new to the show, basically all we do is we talk fixtures, we talk how many goals that team's going to score, how many they're going to concede. It's a simple concept, but it's managed to get a lot of value over the last few weeks. We've predicted Keane's goal last week. We also predicted Brentford to beat Man United, and we also predicted Sunderland to win. So, listen, there is max value in this stream. If you like something along the way, or if you hear something, you get some value from it, give us a wee like, give us a wee sub, all that good stuff. It helps. It helps. What we'll cover first is we'll just cover a little bit of team admin first, right? And we'll go for a game week score. 74 points, not too shabby, I might add. I mean, listen, if you had Haaland this week, it is what it is. You know, he's the main guy. He's smashing it. Apart from that, 74 points for everyone listening on the pod. Elsewhere wasn't the best. Semenyo and Senesi were the highlights. And yeah, apart from Haaland, it's kind of average, people. But yeah, it's difficult because you want to. We always want more as FPL managers, don't we? We want more. We could have 200 points every week, and we'd still want more. But anyway, let's get into the main meat of it. And like I'm saying, if you're new to this stream, all we do is we talk through the fixtures. Now, a lot of the time, I'll look at the fixture ticker on either the app or other apps, and I see a light green fixture, and I think, do you know what? That's not a light green fixture. Or it might be light green for attacking or defence, but definitely not both. So quite often, you know, our perceptions, our behaviours, and quite often the way we make our moves and when we make our moves, it really, really depends on the colour of that fixture. And typically there's only three, you know, light green, dark red, and like a middle colour, a neutral colour. And quite often it's more nuanced than that. Just a quick shout to everybody in the chat. Jackie, good morning. I hope you're enjoying the Saturday morning weather, just like myself. It's raining a bit. Hey, that's about it for Scotland, really. It's raining. Good to see you, Jackie. Get it, good to see you. Everyone else in the chat, fantastic to see you. It's a Friday morning. It's going well. It's the start of the month. Payday for a lot of people, so everybody's happy. Jojo, good morning, my friend. I'm listening in from the workshop. Hope you're all well, mate. I'm fantastic. I'm even better now that you've joined. Listen, as we go along in the chat, just keep adding. We're going to cover each team. We're going to change the graphic for how many we think they'll score, how many we think they will concede. Now, if you look at this here, this is Fantasy Football Hub. By the way, I'm not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by them, but the link's down there. It's a really good website. The fixture ticker, I think. The fixture ticker is the best that you'll find. It is the best you'll find. And the way you can manipulate it, and you can change the colours as well. Yeah. There's a few websites out there. They're all good in their own ways, in their own respects. But yeah, the fixture ticker Fantasy Hub is really good. And this is set, you can see here, for game week 7 to 12. Now, you can change it. You can just have one game week if you want. Or you could have 2, 3, 4. Your heart's content. You can also change it if you look up your attack. You can say, right, you know, I need an attacker. Get me an attacker in. So you've got your likes of City, Bournemouth, Everton are up there. I mean, we'll see if that's going to remain 5 stars. And then you can click here for defence. You know, and actually a lot of the teams that are attacking well this week are defending well. However, as we go through, we'll update them, like I said, and the stars will change. If you ever played FIFA or Championship Manager or anything like that, 5 stars rating, 5's the best, obviously 0's the worst. And as we go along, we'll alter these, and quite often they change quite drastically. Now, one was last week, Brentford Man United. We predicted Brentford to beat Man United. I mean, okay, granted, it's not a very hard fixture, but yeah, still predicted it. It's still a banana skin for them, if you will, and it was. They slipped more than once in that game, let me tell you. Also, Sunderland, we had them to win as well. And if you can remember way back in week 2, Spurs beat Man City. So it works, ladies and gentlemen. The decoder works. So let's jump into it. I've got a little coffee. Let us know what you're drinking. And off we go. Right, I'm going to change this to points. So this is what points over the next 6 game weeks that they'll get. So you see Leeds at the top, then Burnley, then Brighton. Okay, that will change. And at first you thought, do you know what? Leeds, Burnley. I'm not sure about that, but look at the run they've got. Apart from Tottenham, which, listen, Leeds at home. They might do all right, might get a point. Then they've got Burnley, West Ham, Brighton, Forest, which could turn into a light green fixture, and then Villa. So it's a great run. And that's what you have to understand, you know, if you're newish to FPL or kind of fantasy football, fixtures are king in this game. They are. First and foremost, that's what you need. And alongside this, you know, you've just got to play a little bit. May the odds forever be in your favour, if you will, from a certain film. Jackie, got to be coffee. It has to be coffee. I think it should be illegal to start the day without a coffee. Or at least at work. You know, if you're in your bed, you don't want a coffee. But, yeah. Nice. Hope it's delicious. I've got a little vanilla latte. Let us know what you've got. Right, let's get into it. Enough from you, FPL veteran. Let's get into it. Okay. Right, so let's go into the first one. We'll leave the more important ones to the end. You know, your Chelsea, Liverpool. We'll do that at the very, very end. Keep you watching. And along the way, like I'm saying, a little like, a little subscribe. That'd be fantastic. Helps us with the robots in the algorithm. Right, Leeds, Tottenham. Let's have a look what they're saying. So, they've got Leeds to score 0.5. Probably about right. You know, they've not been that good in front of goal. Recently, okay, right. Recently they have. Okay, they scored three goals the other day. But Wolves didn't half help them out. They really didn't. I don't think they could have done more apart from wrap it up and give it to them. 2 of the goals. So, yeah, take that with a little pinch of salt, because, listen, Leeds will not score 3 goals every single game week. We done a pod last night. We done the matchups, weekly matchups with Kieran last night, and if you've got any Leeds fans, please let us know if you're watching this back, because I made a bet with Kieran last night. Maybe foolishly. He thinks DCL is going to have a great game week. To which I scoffed. I laughed. And I basically bet that if he scores at the weekend, I will do a half marathon on Sunday. Now, this could turn into a very, very sore Sunday, but that's what's going to happen. If DCL scores, true to my word, I will do a half marathon on Sunday. Right, they've got Leeds 0.5 to score and 2.5 against, so Spurs. Spurs have been strong, so I think that's about right, but I'm going to bump it up a little bit. I'm going to go 0.6. You know, Leeds, Ellen Road is a tough place to go. Got quite a few friends that are Leeds fans, and it's a hard ground to go to. Delightful. Conceding 2.5, I think that's a little bit high. Spurs haven't been exactly banging all the goals in. They seem to get 1 or 2 per match. And listen, that wins you the match, it wins you 3 points. That's all they need. That's not really Thomas Frank way. You know, if he's 2-0 up, he'll make a few changes and he'll sit in and he'll just take 3 points. As opposed to Ange, who, if he's 5-0 up, he'll just keep attacking and probably lose 6-5. But I'm going to bring that down. I think 2.2 is fine. So 0.6 score and 2.2. So you see, that's turned into a darker red, a harder fixture for Leeds, which I believe it is. We'll bring that down, 2.2, just to mirror what we put there, and then goes against 0.6. If you can see that there for Leeds, it's quite a dark red fixture. People are this perception that Leeds are gonna smash it this weekend. I don't see it. Remember their newly promoted side? I don't think they will. I really don't. Let's come down and have a little look at Tottenham, if we can find them. Spurs. Yeah, and now if you look, 5 and 5. And 5-star for attack defense, and a dark green for Leeds, which I believe it is. You know, before that was more of a neutral colour, light green. Hey, this is why we do this. This is why we do this. So yeah, I think it's a tough fixture. If you're going to bring a player in, would I bring any of them? Attack and defence? I certainly wouldn't bring a Leeds player in. Certainly not. I know people bought Stack in, and his stats are good, you know, in terms of chances created. But listen, they just don't score that many. So just think again before you get Stack. Because if you make that move, he might be a transfer waiting to come out. Right, next, Burnley Villa. A boring one. It's a boring one. Let's have a little look here. 1 star for Burnley. Or sorry, half a star each. What have Villa got? I mean, they kind of recovered last week. Yeah, I mean, 1 star attack, 2.5 defence. Listen, the way Burnley are playing and Anthony's playing, what's he got, 4 and 5? I think they'll be doing all right. Let's have a look. So they got Burnley to score 0.5 and concede 2.8. Now, Burnley are away, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, yeah, Burnley away. I think that kind of plays into their hands. The pressure's going to be on Villa. Listen, there's a lot of pressure on Emery just now. Okay, he scored 3 goals last week, but yeah, they're not doing that well. At least Ollie Watkins got back on the score sheet. And if you're a manager who's got Ollie Watkins, well done, because you have waited. You were due that. You were maybe due more than one, to be completely honest. So let's have a little look here. Burnley 0.5 away from. I just feel like it's going to be more against Villa. I really do. I'm going to go 0.9. I'll have a look at the weekend. I think they'll have like a 0.95 expected goals against Villa. And goals against Villa scored 2.8. No, I've not even seen Man City that high, to be honest. So I'm going to bring that down to roughly above the 2. I think 1.8 is fair. Listen, Burnley have conceded a lot of the most expected goals in the league. So if you're thinking about getting a player, more defender, then maybe think twice. Maybe you could get a bench fodder, a Hartman, somebody like that. Steve, he scored 2 own goals. He scored 2 own goals last week. He was really unlucky. You could maybe have a bench, but we'll stick with that. 0.9 score and 1.8 against. And look at that, defence has gone up. Defence has gone up by a star. So let's go Villa at 1.8. I like this music. I like the vibes. Good vibes for a Friday morning. Hopefully you're well. Wonder what you're doing. Put in the chat what you're doing today, actually. Where you're listening from and what country you're listening from as well. See, someone's in the workshop already. Jojo's in the workshop. There we go. Let's have a look. So look, yeah, I mean, listen. The fixture itself's turned red. So it's a harder fixture for Burnley. We all knew that. But the defence has gone up. So listen, if you're looking for like a 4.1 defender, you can maybe rotate. Maybe you've got a few injuries in your squad. Maybe Burnley is the way to go. I mean, they're way down the list. It's just a caveat. Aston Villa, listen, they've improved there as well. So they've gone 4-star attack, 4-star defence. I'd hold off with the defence. I had Console last year and it was a chore owning him. He seemed to concede all the time, a little bit of a yellow now and again, and not much goal threat. No, I mean, he pops up with the odd goal, but there's more players with the C bit and defensive contributions. He's just a no-go for me. No Villa defender is an option for me. Attacker, listen, would I move there? I had Rodgers last week and I took him out for Bruno Fernandes. So well know how that move paid off, but I don't know if I would move there. I'd probably give it another week. If you've got them, of course you're keeping them, you're playing them. But I don't think I'm going to move them this week. On to the next one, Brighton Wolves. Brighton away, Wolves at home. I keep saying that Brighton are due to get battered away. Wolves are not going to batter them. By the way, newsflash, they're not going to batter them. I kind of do think they win. I really do. I was saying last night in the pod with Kieran, I like what I see from the Wolves attack, and I know that's difficult because last week it was a defender who scored. You see stuff on the eye test, or you see players in the eye test, and you think, do you know what? I'll keep an eye, no pun intended, I'll keep an eye on that individual, or the way that team are playing, or defending. And yeah, I just think the next few weeks they've got some easier fixtures. You can see they've got Brighton, Sunderland, Burnley, Fulham, Chelsea, Palace. Apart from last two, it's not a bad run, even Fulham. So I think they will score goals in that. Strand Larsen for me is an option. If you need a cheaper striker, I'd bring him in. But at the moment, it's half a star for Brighton. Let's have a look at Wolves just underneath. And they're the same. Half a star. Let's go into here. Brighton, they think they're going to score 1 goal. And this is all predicted off of different stats. Past predictions, everything like that. And everything on this app, obviously, works out. You know, it gives you a number. So they think Brighton are going to score 1 and concede 2.2. Now, it's not far off of... that's not far off of what I'm kind of thinking. I think Wolves will score more. Brighton, let's keep that the 1, because Brighton they've always got a goal in them. The way they play, they've always got a goal. Wolves, let's just bring it down a notch. Bring it down the tack. Let's go to 1.8. So the defence has gone up, Brighton. Let's have a look. We've got 1 and 1.8. So Wolves to score 1.8. And yeah, I feel like they will score a few goals in this. Strand Larsen, class player. Every time I see him on it, I think he should be at a better team. He should be. Should have maybe went to Newcastle. And won. Have a look at that. Look at that. Wolves is now a darker red fixture, which many probably didn't think. And that's what we have to do. This is why I do this show, because we're very, very lazy sometimes at losing our preconceptions, whether it be pre-season, whether it be the last 3 games, 6 games, 10 games. You know, teams can't get beat every single game week unless you're Man United. Sorry, Gary, I had to put that in. I apologise. Any United fans, I do like United. And as Gary said, actually, he's in work today. At least it's Friday. Yes, Friday. And it's great to have you, Gary. Listen, good luck this weekend. I'm playing Bruno, so I actually hope Sunderland do well, mate. But yeah, you can see there, that's a darker fixture. Wolves, look at this. 4-star attack, 3.5 defence. So, any upsets this weekend? Could be the Wolves Brighton. That's not turned into a dark green fixture. You got a Wolves defender, I'm playing him. Agbadu, some people have still got him. 100% I'm playing him. I don't know if he started on the bench last week, but he's still working out his best. West Ham, Arsenal. Let's get into the spicy fixtures. Right, West Ham, obviously Nuno's taken over, so they're a different beast. Graham Potter's reign finally came to an end. And he'll sort them out. Nuno will sort them out. At the moment, he's got a half-star attack, defence, Arsenal just underneath. Oh, that's helpful, isn't it? That's helpful. 3-star attack, 3-star defence. Now, I don't know where they're getting these figures. Kieran did say last night they are a bit of a bogey club for Arsenal. And I'll have a look at the stats this morning. But yeah, they do tend to score. I just don't see it. Phil Krug doesn't offer much just now. Bowen's the dangerous one. If anyone's going to score, it'll be Bowen. But I just don't think they have enough in midfield. Arsenal, listen, they could play 2 11s in the Premier League and still do well. So, yes, it was Champions League midweek. They had another clean sheet. They managed to rest Gabriel, Esquerra. Really, really good player. Really good player to have. And he's not just he's more than a squad player. He's in between that essential and squad player. Very, very important, very critical. And I don't think West Ham are going to get much foot on the ball. Arsenal going to dominate the game, especially in midfield. And I do think it won't be as much of a battering if Graham Potter was in. But I still think it will be a solid win. And I'd probably, off the top of my head, probably a 2-0. Again, if you're listening, you let me know what you think. But at the moment, let's have a look at this. Let's see what's predicted. West Ham, 0.7 to score. I mean, against the best defence in Europe. It's too high for me. And to score 2.4. Do you know what? I'll leave the 2.4. In fact, I'll round it off. No, actually, we'll leave it. Does anyone do that? If you're on the TV and you're on odd or even numbers, it has to be an even number for me. You can't leave it on 13 or 7. It has to be 16. I'll go 2.4 again, still Arsenal to score. And West Ham, go down a bit. 0.6. 0.6 and 2.4. Change up for Arsenal. 2.4 and 0.6. And then let's have a look at this because I think it's going to drastically change. Yeah, look at that. Arsenal is an even harder, darker red. But the most important thing is the attack and the defence. They've gone 5-star, 5-star for Arsenal. Their fixtures have changed. Look at their fixtures now, ladies and gents. They got West Ham, Fulham, Palace. Okay, it's a tough one, but they're at home. Burnley, Sunderland, and Tottenham. That's a good run. Talking of fixture swings, you know, Arsenal have got the biggest fixture swing now. So I think you need at least... two, Arsenal. And one of them is probably Gabriel. He scored last week. I was so close to bringing him in. I thought, shall I bring him in early and play him in the tough fixture? Listen, when you go to St James's Park, though, it's tough. And the outcome, yeah, he scored. If he doesn't score that, I mean, listen, he's lucky he stayed on the pitch. A lucky, lucky boy. VAR last week, I think, had one of the worst game weeks I've ever seen. I think there was a red card for Gabriel. They messed up on goals. They messed up on other red cards, like for Brentford against Man United. They had an absolute nightmare. And they doubled down, which is the annoying thing. But anyway, yeah, you need to. I mean, for me, you'll see my team in a minute, but I've got Gabriel and Eze. I love the Eze bit. I love it. But I'm thinking about another one. I'm thinking about a Gyökeres. Think about upgrading Richarlison to Gyökeres. This feels like a Gyökeres game to me. Do you know what I mean? You know, you look at the scores on a Saturday, you're like, yeah, Arsenal 2-0 up. Who scored? Gyökeres, 2 against West Ham. Yeah, I think he might come in. But yeah, if you don't have an Arsenal player, bring him in. Wolves, Brighton, we have done that. Chelsea, Liverpool, leave that to the end. Brentford, City. Listen, Brentford done well last week, and we predicted that they would beat United. They've got 3-star attack, 1 defence. Maybe a little bit high, especially against Man City. But they have been scoring goals. And the new lad up top, that finish for the first goal. I think he thought he was offside though. Because he's kind of hit that. I mean, it's a great finish, but I think he's kind of hit that quickly. And I think he thought it might be off. But either way, it was an absolutely storming finish. Just a wee shout to more people in the chat. Mike Halpin, I have not seen you for a while, mate. I hope you're well. And he said he's kind of agreeing. Yeah, I can see a jammy Bowen goal. Yeah, they do tend to score, and the only person that's scoring in that team is Bowen, really. But can he get past the best defence in Europe? I do not know. We shall see. Right, where were we? We were on Brentford. So let's have a look. Let's see what they're predicting. Brentford to score 1.6. Now, against City, do you know what? I don't think they'll be that far off. I don't. We've seen last week, City conceded to Burnley. I think that was their first shot on goal as well. Okay, it deflected. Donnarumma's, he's a little bit misfooted. Either way, it doesn't matter. They scored. And I was saying this to Kieran last night. At the weekend, have a little look. You know, if you look at the match, have a little look at their backline, City's backline, and just isolate it from the rest of the team. Look at that back line and compare it to any other team or the majority of teams in the Premier League. And you do this. That's the face you make. That's the City defence team. It's good, but is it a title winning defence? No. Keep conceding goals midweek. Champions League, if you missed it, they got pegged back 2-2 at Monaco. Listen, Monaco is a bit of a cauldron to go to, but you don't really expect that of City. And I think this is why they'll probably flag a little bit in the season. They're just conceding too many. You can't win the title like that. Brentford 1.6 and City 2 goals. I think it'll be tight. I do. I think it'll be tight. I think City still score 2 though. I mean, listen, when you've got Haaland doing what he's doing, scored another 2 midweek. In his worst start, by the way, this is his worst start of a season, stats-wise. Just to scare you. If you don't have him, he is essential. Make sure you get him. I know Jackie didn't. Jackie, please tell me you've made the move. Please tell me. That would make my Friday if you've told me you've made the move to Haaland, because then you feel safe. Attack. Do you know what? I'm going to keep it there. I'm going to keep it 1.6 and 2.2. Let's have a look here. So 2.2. They've got City to score 2.8. I just think it's maybe 1.6. It'll be a harder fixture than people realise. So let's see if we can get them both in the same graphic. Yeah, we can. So Man City 5-star attack, 2 defence, which I agree with. Gvardiol got brought in this game week by a few content creators. Andrew FPL Nightmare, and even tell you, he was trying to be too clever, and I never got the move. I never got it. Like Pep, he keeps changing that back line a little bit, but he might drift Gvardiol left back. He might have him left centre back. He might let him step in mid. He's a good player, but I'm not sure. I can't trust him. And for 6 mil, a premium price, when we see what Senesi's doing at 4.9, even Van Dijk I've got at 6. You know, he's the same as him. He's not repaying our faith. But yeah, it's kind of a neutral colour for City. It's not a green. A lot of people would think that. Brentford, nah, they haven't got a manager. Nah, we'll just crack on. I think it'll be closer than people think. I think there'll be 1 or max 2 goals in it. And I've actually gone for a 3-2 Man City. I think it'll be a tough old cookie to crack for Pep. And we've seen this season, City have found it hard to break some teams down, especially that sit in a little bit low block. So we'll see. But yeah, if you haven't got an attacker for City, I've got Reinders and Haaland. I like the double up. At least Haaland. You've got to have at least Haaland. And then Brentford, 3 attack. Would you get him in? No, I wouldn't get him in. Not for this game anyway. And 0.5 star defence. I mean, they're probably going to get C-bit. Funnily enough, I was thinking last night, and Aaron Hickey, who's playing right back, Scottish legend, he's just back from injury. Now, who's on that side? I mean, Doku can play both, granted, but Doku's there. And we've seen what Doku can do. Hickey's a good player, but he's a little bit limited, especially with his speed, especially with Doku's quick feet. I think it's going to be a bit of a mismatch on that side, and I think the majority is going to come down Brentford's right-hand side. So if there is a weak link in the team, it'll definitely be Doku to take advantage over Hickey. Little question as we're going along. Should I start Munoz or Richards? Depends what you want. It depends what you want. If you want to go for more attacking upside, Munoz, he's literally playing as high as a striker. Last week he should have scored against Liverpool. Really good save by Alisson. And I think he is due a goal. I've got him in my team. Richards is more a C-bit, so the defensive contributions. So, you know, his basis, his bottom is you're probably going to get 4 points minimum from him. If he gets a clean sheet, you're looking at about, like a 9 or 10 pointer. So, but, if Munoz scores, he's looking at maybe a 13, 14 pointer, mate. So, it's a difficult one. If you're more the manager that goes for it, Munoz. If you're a more conservative manager, Richards. If it was me, I'd go Munoz. And I am playing Munoz. Jackie said she's doing no Haaland or Salah all season. Got you. So if you don't watch FPL General, go and check his pod out, 59th minute pod. It's really, really good. And this season he's going with no Haaland, no Salah. It might be a bit regretful because, well, especially Haaland's in form. Salah, I think you could get around. But the Haaland one, no, I don't think you can. But there's always options. And it's exciting. It changes the game up a little bit, doesn't it? But yeah, so anyway, we digress. But yeah, Brentford, I think City will just edge it, but it will be hard fought. Next then is Newcastle Forest. Newcastle at home. And this is why we do this show. Look, 1-star attack, 2-star defence. Against Forest at St James's. The cauldron of St James's Palace. It's definitely going to go up. It's a light green fixture. I think it's about to get even more light, baby. Let's have a little look. Newcastle to score 1.2. Right, well, let's get that up right now. I actually do think they score 3 goals.
I think they might even score more. I'm going to go... Do you know what? It just came to me. 2.6. Bam. St James's Park. Gordon, actually. I'm very close to bringing Gordon in this week. And it's either between Gakpo or Bruno Fernandes. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure. But we'll come on to that in a minute. Anyway, Newcastle scored 2.6 and concede 1.6 against Forest. Listen, Newcastle been fantastic this season defensively. Okay, Liverpool's out. Lewis Hall comes straight back in. Good replacement. But they're not losing too much. I'd argue that they're getting more defensive than attacking. Saying that, they're both about the same player, but this is coming way down. We'll go about the 0.8. So 2.6 to score and 0.8 concede. Let's have a look at changes. Score 0.8. Forest. And that's the difficult thing about Forest, right? Let's just see how this comes up here. And look at that. The stars have gone up. Newcastle 5-star attack, 4.5 defense, and that's where it should be. And this is why we do this. All right, because if you come on here, if you look at the app and you're a little bit rushed from work, everyone gets that. By the way, Friday night deadline, 18:30 tonight, so it's 6 o'clock latest. Finalise your teams. But you know, if you're rushed, you quickly look at the decoder or the fixture ticker and you go light green. Yeah, I'll get a player in for against them. But a lot of the time, it isn't like that. You know, it's something I kind of, it's quite interesting for me. Colours, and they change our perceptions. They change the way we feel. You know, in advertising and all that kind of stuff, they use certain colours to mean and denote different things. And it's the same with here. But often we don't realise that. And it's something I've become weary at. But now, listen, this is now a dark green fixture, so if you are going to bring out a player in, definitely have a look at Newcastle. Gordon, like I'm saying, I think he might come in for me. Forest, look at that. Half-star attack, half-star defence. He's changing stuff up too much. He's not playing Morgan Gibbs-White. He started on the bench. Ange, last season, when he had Spurs, okay, they got pegged back all the time and they conceded a lot of goals, but at least they played exciting football and they scored goals. If you look this season, they're not scoring many goals. And I think that should worry Ange. And I said it last night in my prediction, I think he gets sacked before the end of the season. I really do. He plays one way. What other manager do we know that plays one way and is about to get sacked? Amorim. The Premier League is the best league in the world. You cannot play one-dimensional tactical football in this league. You will be found out. And Ange is being found out. I don't think it'll be too long before he goes. The podcast is in. Gary, how are you doing? Thank you very much for joining us, mate. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday morning. Jackie says Salah's not really a problem so far, but Haaland's been the killer. He has. And I hate to say it to you, I think it's only going to get worse. You can maybe try and cover it, Jackie. Reinders and Doku. I don't think I've seen a team with Reinders and Doku in there. Do you know that? And then just a quick one, just answer a quick question from Rafa. Also, we've got João Pedro up front, could do both Munoz and Richards, or maybe King, but I'm not confident in either. No, for me, mate, I'd probably just leave Pedro up there. It's a tough one against Chelsea. If you've got the money, I'd probably go to Gyökeres, mate. I'd probably bring him in over Pedro. Pedro, he's a bit of a purple patch player. He's got to be hitting the heights. He's a bit of Watkinsy for me. I'd rather maybe move to Gyökeres, or I'd play Munoz and Richards. I'd play them both, mate. They're against Everton. They could very well get a clean sheet. I'm playing a Palace double defence, so yeah, that's what I would do. The defence is creeping in. There's a lot of 4 at the back, 5 at the back now. I'm playing 4 at the back this week. Keenan's playing 5 at the back. So yes, it's boring, but that's how we're going to pick the points up, unfortunately. Gary said he's in a boring training meeting, listening to you in the background. I like it. I don't condone the behaviour, Gary, but I understand it. And I like it, mate. Great to see us. Right, let's crack on with a few of these. Bournemouth, Fulham, Friday night game. At the moment, Bournemouth have got 5-star attack, 5-star defence. If you don't have Senesi in your team, what are you doing? He started at 4.5. He's now up to 4.9 million. He's probably going to go up to 5 at the weekend. He's the only player that's got defensive contributions every single game week. And he's got the equivalent of 2 goals for a defender this season just by picking those points up. So you need him. He's that cheap. Get him in now so he doesn't go up anymore. Get him in. You get a little value in your team and you get that warm, fuzzy feeling that when you play him, you're not going to get smashed in rank. But anyway, they're at home on the Friday night. Like I said, they got 5-star attack, 5-star defence. Let's have a little look in here. 2.5 to score against Fulham and 0.5 concede. Do you know what? I don't think they're far off on this. I don't. He's a great manager, Ariel. He's a great manager. He sets him up so well, so solid. I think I bring it back a bit. Fulham, especially away, they know how to sit in, they know how to defend. So I'll bring that down. I'll keep it about the 2.2 mark because I still think Bournemouth have got 2 goals in them. To concede, Fulham aren't going to have much going forward. If you've seen as well, their striker, they've got quite a few players out. Could King play false 9? Maybe he could. He's a young lad, but I tell you what, he's got a great future ahead of him. I like him. I really do like him. Now, they've got the 2 strikers out. Jimenez is out as well. Big Harry on the wing as well. He's out. So I'm not really sure who's going to score for Fulham. I think they're just going to try and sit in, and I think they're going to try and catch Bournemouth on set pieces. You know, with Anderson at the back, Bassey, that kind of player. I don't think they're going to get much joy. I'll keep it on the 0.5. So 2.2 and 0.5. So Fulham score at 0.5. And concede 2.2. I think that's about right. Let's have a look at that. So Bournemouth remain 5-star, 5-star. Funnily enough, look, that fixture ticker's gone dark green. Just like a forest. I think they do win. I've gone a 2-0 Bournemouth. It'll still be a tough game. Fulham, they don't tend to get battered. They don't tend to concede that many goals in one game. So that's why I've gone for conservative 2-0. Listen, you don't know. You just don't know. Let's have a look at Fulham. Yeah, and look, dark red for Bournemouth. I think it's a tough game. Any game down there against the Cherries away is a tough game. Right, Spurs Leeds, an exciting one. I've got Porro. Oh, I feel like he's going to get me 1 point again this week. I have to play him though. And I think with Spurs being away, I think it falls into their hands. Leeds will have to come out to attack. The fans will expect goals now because they scored 3. They expect DCL to bang in 5 a game. Yeah, I think they're going to be a little bit susceptible. Goodmanson as well. I've noticed that over the weeks. Goodmanson is a little bit of a weak link on that side, on the left side. Porro's the right back. And I think he'll start. I know he got benched the other day, but I think he'll start. So Spurs attack. Ellen Road's still tough to go to. We'll bring that down. Let's get one. I was want to go 1.7, but I'll leave it on even. Odd just for this. 1.7 to score, and against Spurs are solid. I know they've conceded a few over the last few game weeks, but we'll go up a bit though. 0.7. So 1.7 and 0.7. Leeds 0.7. We'll pump them up a little bit, and then 1.7. Like I said, you're not really looking at getting any Leeds players in. I'm not really. It's just, they don't charm me at all. Even DCL. I've seen, listen, right, let's talk about this now. Okay, in the chat, please tell me what you think, okay? Why are people talking about DCL? We do it every single season. It might be DCL's time now. He's a good player. He is a good player, but he's not clinical. We know from past seasons. I think he went 20 odd games without scoring a goal one season. I just no. Listen, we've got Haaland. The way the game's structured this season, you want to probably play 4 at the back every game week. So that gives you realistically 2 strikers. One's Haaland, so it's locked. You've got one other. All right, you've got your Gokares, you got your Pedro, you got Igor Jesus. Don't waste it on DCL, please. If you're thinking about getting DCL in, I'm saving you this Friday. I'm saving you. Don't get DCL in. Mike, good morning. How are you doing, my friend? Thoughts on Wirtz and Porro to Saka and Senesi? It's quite solid, that, mate. They are good moves. Listen, I've got Porro this week, though. If you can get a different defender and swap him for Senesi, let us know who else you've got on your bench, mate. I've got Porro this week, and I think this is actually a game that he could get something. He's due a goal or an assist or something, and a clean sheet might come with it. So the Wirtz, definitely get rid of him. Get rid of him. He's poison. Saka's a good shout to bring in. I've got Eze myself, but for a hit, I don't think I would swap him for a hit. I'd get Senesi in for a different defender. And yeah, Rafik said he would definitely do that. He would definitely do that. Calm, good morning. Listen, I hope you're fresh off hope the meeting last night at college went really well. He says, apologies for the lateness. Never apologise, Calm. You never apologise, mate. Wife is off to Dublin for the weekend, so getting things sorted. I'm 100% invested. Oh, have you got a wee empty? You got a wee empty, Calm? So for those who don't know, an empty in Scotland is a free house, essentially. When you're a kid, your parents are away. So, Calm, if you've got an empty, I'm excited for you. Look at my face. I'm very excited for you. We've got 3 games left. But yeah, you can see there, Spurs look dark green for Spurs. Attack 3.5. Listen, I've got Richarlison. I think I'm going to bench him this weekend. I think he probably gets a goal, but I go for the ceiling. I go for the big points. And Gyökeres is screaming to me, so I think he might come in. Defence, 4.5 star. I think that's absolutely bang on. Absolutely bang on. Leeds, let's have a gander at Leeds. They're at the top here because of the fixtures. 1 attack, like I said, do not get DCL. Don't get him in. Defence, nah, unless you need a cheap enabler. Okay, over this run, maybe a Goodmanson. But yeah, apart from that, I wouldn't get him. Villa Burnley we've covered. Forest we've covered. Sunderland United. Geddes Njai could probably help me with this. It's a tough one. United are way better at home. They are way better at home, and they are at home in this fixture. And I think we have to remind that Sunderland are still a promoted team. But they're playing well. They're playing very, very well. They're going to be tough to break down. I don't know. A betting man would probably go a draw here. Probably maybe a 0-0. I'm kind of edging towards a 1-0 United, but yeah, it's going to be tough. I think Sunderland, will they score? I mean, look at the back line. This is what Man United fans must feel like. The back line is running in mud FC, is Marco Bridge would say. That's what I call them. Running in mud FC. And they play a high line as well. So, I mean, Sunderland have got a lot of fast, nippy guys. So, if you play a high line against them, you're going to get conceded. I'll keep it about the 1 mark. Let's go 1.2 Sunderland score and concede. United, they have been playing all right at home. So, I'll probably go a little higher. Let's go about a 1.9. 1.8. So, let's just double check that. So, it's good tunes on this. Sunderland score 1.2 and concede 1.8. So we'll go to Man United. We'll go 1.8. So they've got a 2, not far off, and concede 1.2. They've got 1.6. I just think they're better at home. They'll put on a good show. It wouldn't surprise me if Harry Maguire popped up with a winner. It really wouldn't. You can see that there, Sunderland. I mean, I don't know if I agree with that. You know, a lot of people are getting defenders in. They're cheap. They're getting C-bit returns. Yes, it's a lighter red fixture. It's Man United away. It's a tough fixture, but yeah, don't let that put you off the defenders. Alderete 17 pointer last week. If you play them, very, very, very well done. Very well done. He's on a lot of people benches. I think he will start coming in. They've got a tough fixture run. I mean, look at that. United, Wolves, Chelsea, Everton, Arsenal. It's not the best. Yeah, it's not ideal, so I probably wouldn't bring him in. Man United, on the other hand, 4-star attack, 3 defence. Wouldn't bring a defender in. It's a dark green fixture, so it's still tough. I've got Bruno. Listen, if you've got Mbuemo or Cunha, keeping him. You're keeping him. Look at the run. Sunderland, Liverpool, Brighton, Forest, Tottenham, Everton. Now, there's an international break after the Liverpool game. And it's important. Amarin doesn't win today, he's gone. he's gone, I think. And he's on the cusp. He is on the cusp. Yeah, Bruno, I'm thinking about taking him out. Let me know in the chat, guys and girls. I feel like this season I've been making definitive decisions quickly. And I just feel like maybe he needs to come out. If you look at his scores, he's got like 1.2 point, 10, 1, 2, 10, -1. And that's not kind of the player I want. I want him to be concurrent and hit every game. Maybe not haul every game, but at least get points. But yeah, if Geddy's in the chat, let me know. Any other United fans in the chat, let me know. Mike says, has to be Porro as I need the extra money. Okay, mate, okay. Do you know what? I'd probably make the move. Yeah, I would make the move. I'd go to Senesi this week. Senesi will go up in value, so that will help you with your value as well. And there's a chance that Senesi will get a clean sheet as well. So, and you'll get CBET. You'll probably get a bonus. So unless Porro scores, he's probably going to beat him score-wise. So I would do that. I would do that, my friend. Rafi says, got to go to bed. It's 10:30 in New Zealand. Like it. Have a good one. Great for all the help. No dramas. Listen anytime. Anytime. See you next time. Com says, will Fulham ever get a whole star? I mean, who have they got coming up? If they've got Burnley, they might get a whole star coming up. Probably not, actually. I'm looking at they've got Bournemouth, Arsenal, and Newcastle. They got Wilson game week 10, so they might get 1 star, mate. Atharva, how are you doing, mate? Thanks for joining us. He wildcarded last week, had Donnarumma. Should I move to Raya? 3 free transfers. So you've made the same move as my little boy. It's a tough one. Let's have a look at the fixtures there. They've got Brentford, Everton, Villa, Bournemouth. No, I probably wouldn't, mate. I'd probably keep him. Donnarumma's still a class keeper. And even though City concede in, they've got to keep some clean sheets. I'd probably just... I don't know, it's tough. Arsenal have got a great fixture run coming up. Yeah, do you know what? You got 3 free transfers. I'd make the move. I'd go for it. Com says, SARS definitely have thoughts about saving the transfer. Yes. Because I feel like he's going to get injured again, Colin. I really do. Atharva says he's a United fan since 2022. Well, commiserations, Atharva. I'm sorry. I used to be a United fan back in the day. I hope they get back up there. I really do. I hope they get back up there. Com says Bruno may come out from East. Yeah, I might take him out this week, Com. I might pull the trigger, mate. Right, last few fixtures. It's almost the end. We've done the Man City. Let's do Palace. We've got 2 left. Palace and then the important Chelsea game. So you stick with it. Thank you very much. Remember to like, sub, all that great stuff. The robots. You know, they help us. Everton, right. Everton at home score 2.4 and concede 0.7 against Palace. Now that can't be right, can it? Not against Palace. What, 20 games unbeaten, or is it 18 games unbeaten Palace? Phenomenal record. Kind of went under the radar as well. Beat Liverpool again. Beat them in the cup pre-season. This is definitely going to come down. Everton, they do score more goals this season. They're conceding more, but they do score more. You know, you get that trade-off. You have to have a bit of compromise somewhere. Pass a good defence. I'll probably come down. I'll come out with 1.2. Everton at home, so they will make chances, but concede. I think we're going to be about the 2 mark. 2.2. We'll go for that. So 1.2 and 2.2, and then let's come down for Palace. 2.2 and 1.2. Now you see there, it's gone a little bit darker than what it was. And the Everton defence has gone from 4 stars to 1 star. It's gone from 4 stars to half a star. So if you're going to get him in, okay, right, you could get a Tarkowski, you could get an O'Brien, you could get a Keane, like I said last week. I bet you Keane scores. He did. They'll get you CBET points possibly this week, but I don't think they keep a clean sheet. And it's important, clean sheets. Clean sheets are king. First and foremost, you need to attack the clean sheets or what you think the teams are going to get them, and then build from there. And then you can add assists, defensive contributions, all that kind of stuff. And we look at Palace, 5-star attack, and 3 defence. Now, I think the defence should be higher than that. I really do. I mean, I'm going to play double defence against Everton. I've got Munoz and LaCroix, so they're both playing for me. Like saying in the chat, someone had Richards. Yeah, definitely play them. Those ones that you think, well, I don't think they might get much, play them, especially against Everton. High chance of a clean sheet. Attack, like Colm saying, I like the Sarr. I like the Mateta, but he's a bit Watkinsy for me. Do you know what I mean? He has to be in a purple patch. I'd probably go more for the Sarr or Pino, but Pino is a little bit of a long shot. But yeah. Listen, on to the last one. Right, drop in the comments what you think it's going to be for the last one. We're approaching 50 minutes, roughly about the end. We'll cover this last fixture, which is the most important one, and then we'll cover my bus team for game week 7. Where is it? Where are you? Right, Chelsea at home to Liverpool. Chelsea at the Bridge. Big game. Always goals in this fixture. At the moment, they've got 5-star attack, 3.5 defence. And with Liverpool have got 4.5-star attack, 3 defence. This is a tough game. It's hard to say. Chelsea, I think Mascara, he keeps changing stuff too much. They've got a lot of defensive injuries. Achampong will play this week, and Badiashile. Now, if you look at those centre backs as a pairing, I'd say Achampong's probably a better player than Badiashile. He's been around the block quite a while. He gets the red mist descends on Badiashile. If you're a better man, put a yellow card on Badiashile because you'll probably get one. But as a pairing, then alongside, you've got Cucurella. Okay, listen, Cucurella's fine at left back. But Gusto. Watch Gusto next time you watch a Chelsea game. He's just not a good... I say he's not a good player. This is the highest level. All right, this is the Premier League. He's a good player, but I just don't think he's good enough for Chelsea. And again, Brighton at the weekend, Minter down his side, he kind of ripped them apart. So, yeah, Liverpool could have a field day. I've got Gakpo, and I want to take him out, but thinking now he starts. Slot starts him, and he could trouble Gusto. Let's have a look. Let's delve in. Chelsea score 2.2 and concede 1. Right, that's not going to happen. Pedro again, he's in and out. Listen, yeah, I just don't, Palmer out. Yeah, they've got too much change in that. I'm going to come down. Liverpool away from home. They don't want to concede at all. I'm going to go down at 1.4. They lost at home last week and concede. I think we've got to go about the 2 mark. Isaac's going to play. This could be the game that Isaac bangs and we go, do you know what? We should have had Isaac in. And it's making me consider bringing him in instead of Gyökeres. Having a little bit of a... Maybe. If you're considering it, you're looking for a striker, I might go a little bit different bringing Isaac in. I'll go... Do you know what? I think we go 2.4. I think Liverpool score at least 2, maybe 3. So 1.4 and 2.4. And let's have a look at Liverpool. We'll scroll down. Liverpool, we'll go 2.4 and 1.4. Not far off it there. There you go. Right, let's have a look at that. So Liverpool, 5-star attack, 2.5 defence. Yeah, listen, I've got Van Dijk, and I think Gabriel's coming in for me this week. I do, because just Van Dijk, he's 6 mil, he's just not doing it, and Liverpool keep conceding goals. Remember, ladies and gents, that Alisson is out apparently until November. So Marmashvili, there you go, I think that's right. Georgian keeper, good keeper by the way, very, very good keeper. So yes, you've lost a little bit in the goalkeeping position, but he's still a good keeper. He's 4.3 million. Anybody on a wild card, I'd probably take the risk and bring him in. Yeah, it's a hard fixture run, but Liverpool need to start shutting up shop. Need to go back to the slot ways. Chelsea away, United at home, Brentford away, Villa home, City away, Forest at home. I think there's at least 2 clean sheets in there, maybe 3. And he's cheap. If you have him on your bench, it doesn't really matter. It does block you positionally wise if you want to have 3 Liverpool attackers, but at this moment in time, you don't. Chelsea, let's have a look up here. See, that's gone from 4-star attack to 2-star attack. Yeah, Pedro, I'd play him. Yeah, I'd probably play him, but I wouldn't be bringing him in. I'd probably bring Enzo in, if anything, if you want a Chelsea player. Apart from that's the only player I would bring in. That's us covered there. Colm says, both teams to score at Chelsea v Liverpool. Yeah, Yeah, and that's probably making me think, do you know what? I don't think they will. I think they will. I think it'll be like a 1-2. I think it could be a bit of a battering, I think it could be like a 4-1er. But yeah, listen, that's the difficulty decoder. We're going to cover teams now, but you can see there, look, it's changed drastically. And now we can attack those teams. Excuse me. So before, you had maybe the Chelsea up there. You had the Forest who looked good. All right. You had Everton. No. Now you need to be getting the Palace, the Bournemouth, the Newcastle, the Arsenal, up the Arsenal. And the same with defence. Look at the star change. And this is why we do this. But yeah, right. We're coming to bus team. Last 2 minutes now. Like I'm saying, thanks for keep going. As you're liking the stream, if you're watching it back, a little like, a little sub, a comment. Tell me what you're doing today on this fantastic Friday. And tell me what your team is. Right, let's have a look at our team as we finish off here. So, I've gone Petrovic in goal, and I've doubled him up with Senesi. Then I've gone Munoz and Pedro Porro. Midfield, I've gone Reinders, Eze, Bruno Fernandes, Gakpo, Semenyo. Up top, Haaland and Richarlison. So I've actually changed this from last night. And Lacroix's come in, and Richarlison is dropped out. So I'm playing a 4-5-1. I keep thinking to myself, do you know what? Virgil van Dijk against Chelsea. They're not the best, Chelsea, anyway. What I've seen eye test-wise, they don't really seem to win the ball that much in heading it. They do. They've seen it very inept. And that's even without the likes of Tosin. Tosin's out. Now you've got Badiashile. I really do, as we're thinking this through. And this doesn't only help you, or hopefully helps you, it helps me because you get to talk things through. I'm thinking now, do you know what? I might bring Isaac in. That might be the play. I've got 3 free transfers. So I think Gabriel's going to come in. One for a bit of value, and Arsenal's fixtures over the last wee while are phenomenal. He could do really well against West Ham corner-wise. They still concede from corners. He's still a threat. So I think he comes in for Virgil van Dijk. And then I think Isaac comes in. I think I'd rather take the punt on Isaac over Gyökeres. But it's close. Elsewhere, I think I'm pretty set for the week. Eze's all right. Fernandes, I could make another move to Gordon. I've done a rule this season, that 2 and you're out. If I see a player and he doesn't play very well, he doesn't return once, okay. I see him again, fool me twice. After that, he's out. To improve my game as a manager, an FPL manager, that's what I need to start doing. I think quite often we give players a longer time in your team than they need sometimes. I think that's due to maybe liking players. If I've got a Scottish player in there, I'm probably going to leave them a little bit longer. Or maybe just, liking that player in general. So for me, 2 strikes and you're out. And that seems to be working so far. This would be Bruno's 2nd strike. So it's a little bit quick. It's a bit rash. But I think it's going to be a tough game. And I always go for the ceiling. I always go for the player that could score the most. Yes, okay, you might get, an assist from a player. Brilliant. I don't want that. I want more. I want the maximum. But yeah, that's my team. That is my team, ladies and gentlemen. And that is the FDR, or the fixture decoder for game week 7. Listen, thank you very, very much for joining me, all those that did. If you're watching back, again, please do leave a comment, like, subscribe. It all helps with the algorithm. And it helps me find you and give you some assistance, if anything. Listen, remember, just before I go, it's a deadline tonight at 6:30 GMT time. So make sure about 6 o'clock you finalise your team. Don't be rushed to do it, because you know what you do. You make a mistake. I do it all the time. So make sure you do it in there. Have a fantastic weekend. Let us know what you're doing. In terms of content, I'll be doing a run thoughts video over the weekend. And like I'm saying, if DCL scores, I'll be doing a half marathon. But apart from that, thank you very much for joining. Great to see everybody in the chat. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you later.